Oh, Oculus claims exclusivity is good. I like it. I like it.
We are negative as shit today, huh?
Well, here's the thing. I believe in exclusivity, which is why I added. Let me finish.
I
Let me
get ready to
finish.
rip into you, nigga. Get ready. Go ahead.
I added this because of the contention that it will bring to our podcast. Because I believe in exclusivity as a capitalistic tool. Yes, the community hates it. Gamers and productivity software makers hate it because when they see a great product on the Oculus software store, yet they've got their HTC Vive sitting there, they feel, sandpaper, degraded for their purchase, like they're being forced into another purchase. And yeah, that's the fucking idea.
Okay.
This is
As
an
a
article
console,
from Steve Bogos of Escapist entitled Oculus Claims Its Exclusivity Deals Are Good for the Industry. Go on, Mark.
Balls. I disagree 1,000% because as a company, regardless of the company, I don't give a fuck if it's Nintendo, Oculus, Vive, fucking Xbox. I don't give a fuck what it is. If you make a game as a studio, would you not want to get it to every single fucking person you can? And I have never gone out. I owned a PlayStation 4 and I own an Xbox One. I sold my PlayStation 4. I didn't rebuy it to play Nathan Drake, motherfucker. Okay, You're not going to force my hand as a consumer to buy the Oculus Rift if I already bought the Vive. You're just not. You're not going to be able to force my hand. And as a game maker, I would argue the point to anybody that I need to get this out to as many people as possible. It needs to be on PC. It needs to be on Xbox. It needs to be on PlayStation. It needs to be on every damn system they make. End of discussion. This game needs to go everywhere. That could be the difference between selling 1 million copies or 13 million copies.
All right, but imagine it this way. You're an independent developer with a group of 5 friends who all volunteered to make this game with you on a ramen noodle budget, and Oculus comes to you and sees your potential and says, I tell you what, we'll give you 6 weeks and $500,000 to finish this game. How are you not going to take that deal?
I'm gonna say I need to see some documents, send that shit over to attorney X, Y, and Z, and then I'm gonna take that to fucking Xbox or take that to whoever.
Right? No, but they're
say,
arguing
what
for
what
they're saying is this is what Oculus is doing. They're going to small devs, and they are basically saying, look, we will give you a time frame and whatever money you need if you give us 6 months. Or 12 months of exclusive content.
That's a perfect thing for the big boy. That's not going to help anybody else other than the big boy. So that's like saying we should all just keep going to Walmart and not go to your local stores. Because fuck it, we might as well feed the beast, right? Feed the beast, right? So, and if you sat there and worked on this game for 6 months on a ramen noodle budget, and now you're just going to give away your shit for $500,000?
I don't know. I got a different argument, Mark Jr., because if SoundCloud came to us today and said, I'll tell you what, we'll give you $100,000 to make your content exclusive to SoundCloud, that might happen.
We'd have a debate. I'd probably lose, but we would have a debate on that.
Having that day.
I don't like exclusivity, and I don't use SoundCloud for shit because SoundCloud on my phone cuts off every 15 fucking minutes, and then when I go to hit play on that bitch again, I got to start the whole goddamn thing over again and listen to the same damn 15 minutes again before that bitch cuts off again. So fuck SoundCloud.
You got to remember, Mark, that if they would be investing in us, they would also be investing in us, if that makes sense.
No, I understand.
That money they would give us would also boost us. But anyway.
No, I agree with that statement. Go ahead, Nate. Go ahead.
It's not good for the industry. It's good for their industry, is what they should say. Exclusivity on the Oculus is good for the Oculus. It's not good for the Vive. So they're right and they're wrong. I'm personally okay with exclusivity because it's been around forever and I'm just apathetic to it. Because, think about it. Every console has
games that are just on that console. Yeah.
And that's cool by me. That doesn't bother me. It means I have to buy a Nintendo if I want to play Zelda. It means I have to buy a PS4 if I want to play Uncharted. Am I going to? I don't know. Probably not, but
No.
that's the decision I then have to make. So
I think it's just a shame. That's all. I just think it's a shame. You limit, as a game maker, you limit your chances for as much exposure and or sales as humanly possible, because Oculus Rift wants to come in here and big boy you out like Walmart does when they buy up some store and shut them down.
Yeah, but I mean, you think about it. If you're in the situation, if me, Mark, and Nate are experienced programmers, graphic designers, whole other universe, right?
Yeah.
And we're struggling like hell to make this game and get it on Steam Greenlight or whatever.
It would be hard to say no. It would most certainly be hard to say no, Clay.
Yeah.
I mean, it would.
If Oculus came to you and said, we'll give you $500,000 and 8 weeks to finish this game, just make it exclusive to our platform for 12 months, and you get all that, no strings attached. Steam's doing the same damn thing.
Then it's hard to say no, isn't it?
But Steam's an open platform.
Well, I understand that, but I'm just saying it would be extremely hard to say no to any amount of money they come you with, because any amount of money, I've been doing this for nothing.
Yeah.
So any amount of money they come at me with is going to be like, well, at least I got to talk this over with my brothers. I need to go talk to the wife. We've got to, we got to figure this out. So I'm not going to sit here and say I would say no, but I'm just saying it just seems like, you're feeding the beast to me.
Well, yes and no, Mark. I mean, think about it. If somebody came to you, you're a maintenance man. That's basically what you're doing, is agreeing to be a maintenance man exclusively for that guy, that company.
It's true, and I'm not getting $500,000.
Yeah, that's no different. You could try to be a freelance handyman. You might make more. You might not make anything.
It's fair. I see them all over the place. There's handyman's all over the place.
Yeah, that's where it is.
I mean, there's
There's arguments for all sides, and I understand your argument, Mark Jr., about feeding the beast. And yes, when you take that exclusivity deal, all you're doing is feeding into the big man's market. You're feeding into the man's market. But
the
you're
1%
also
control the whole world, homie.
But you're also getting the funding you need to keep your small company going.
And that's not lie. Like, maybe pay my rent and shit, because, I've been broke eating macaroni and cheese, damn well the lights ain't even on and shit. I'm running the cord across the street. So, I mean, you're right. It's hard to argue against any money that they're going to throw at you. I just, as a small person who never feels like, I can accomplish shit other than, like, go to fucking work, pay the bills. It just feels like you're feeding the beast to me. And it just bothers the shit out of me.
Yeah.
So,
well,
but I understand.
I've been meaning to do more what do they call them? Call to action. Let us know, listeners, in the comments how you feel about exclusivity.
I mean, and I got a perfect example, because me and Nate, I know, despise Apple and Apple products. Correct?
I do, very much. Yes.
Right. But if iTunes came to you and said, we want to put this only on iTunes and offer you $50,000 for 12 months, we're going to take that shit.
You got to do more than
I mean, I fucking despise iTunes and all the Apple products. I will never own one. My wife owns an iPad. Fuck you guys. I use Samsung and shit.
I would have broken it already.
Okay, I use Android shit. But that's not to say I wouldn't take their fucking money and be like, sure, we only on iTunes, fellas. Subscribe to iTunes.
Yeah, you can get iTunes on any platform. It's not as if we would be restricting our content.
Yeah, so it's hard to say no to any amount of money, especially in that situation. It just seems like, does Apple need 600 billion more dollars? I guess they do. Let's go ahead and give it to them. Well,
I mean, they're struggling a little bit lately. So.
Oh shit! They'll drop the iPhone 4 billion C and
4 billion C. I like it.
And
it'll start
they're
over.
They're trying to create content that will prevent you from taking pictures of and video of concerts and theaters and things like that.
Oh, goodness. Okay.
They're trying to develop software
Maybe
for
we'll
that.
talk about that when we come back, but I need a break. I gotta pee like a son of a bitch, so we'll be right back, listeners.